Hello there, grumpy old fart here. I love a good cup of coffee, don't you? I'm doing an Unexplained Ancient Explorers video. And the title in here is a little bit misleading because it's not really unexplained. It's just, well, I guess it was unexplained if they knew and didn't explain it. But my contention is there's a lot we don't know. So, basically what it boils down to is this. When I was in school, I learned that global exploration began in the early 1400s with European explorers making grand expeditions and discovering new continents. I learned in school that Columbus discovered America in 1492, and they refer to America as the New World. Problem is, China discovered America 70 years earlier. And before that, Vikings had been coming here long before that. So, and so long ago, we're not sure when they showed up. But we find all kinds of Viking artifacts, and the Vikings landed up in the Northeast and explored all over the place. So, we're finding Viking stuff everywhere across North America. So, yeah, that was, the public schools, what can you say? Okay. I also learned that James Clark Ross discovered Antarctica in 1841. Excuse me. Then you go back before that, you find out that the Maori have stories. The Maori are people who are right now in New Zealand, and before that they were in other Polynesian areas. And they have stories of ancient Polynesian explorers who traveled south to a land of bitter cold, where rock-like structures rose from solid ice, and there were icebergs. They traveled south and hit icebergs. And these stories predate the Maori settling in New Zealand. Okay? So, the Maori were out there getting it done too. The Polynesian people were out there exploring just as well as we were, even before. On top of that, I did a video on this one. The Piri-Reis map from 1513 clearly shows Antarctica accurately. Someone knew it and was there and had charted inland mountains and other landmarks, because we're talking some seriously accurate cartography there. I did a video on this. And this was 300 years, more than 300 years before James Clark Ross discovered it. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff they didn't tell us in school. We're also told that Ferdinand Magellan circumnavigated the globe from 1519 to 1522. He actually died on that voyage. Unfortunately, the Chinese explorers circumnavigated the globe 100 years before that. There was and I can't remember which one it was, but there was a Chinese ruler who sent a massive fleet out, one of the biggest fleets ever, and said, go find the edge of the world, basically, and they all took off different directions. I want to say he was trying to, basically the idea was go find the barbarians on the other side of the world and collect tribute from them, more or less. So he was looking to expand the Chinese domain. But this was 100 years before Magellan. Also, Indian and Hindu explorers went all over the place. They're everywhere. They have maps detailing Asia and Europe and a whole bunch of other places. Roman ships have been found sunk off the coast of South America. So they were crossing the Atlantic during Roman times. And we don't hear about this stuff. We have to find out about it. Oh my God, look what they just found. That kind of thing. Basically what this boils down to is people think of the oceans in ancient times as being barriers. And that apparently wasn't the case. Evidently, they really were highways, allowing people to travel from point A to point B. And our ancestors really wanted to find out what the world was like, because you want to talk a leap of faith, get in a leaky boat, essentially a hunk of wood with sides, and go off that way. See what's out there. And if you run out of food and water, oh well. And I'm sure they didn't have facilities back then either. I'm just saying, sit on the gunwale and whatever. But my contention is that these explorers back then were a lot braver than the explorers we have now, because now we've got modern GPS and all this stuff. These people didn't have that. These Polynesian people were large outrigger canoes, paddling. Yeah, that's exploring. I don't care who you are. Them some brave people. So, again, what we learned in school isn't necessarily true. Do your own research. You folks have a good day. God bless one and all.